Hey guys, this is Domsky, and today I'm going to be talking about the Dead Rising series and focusing on Dead Rising 3, which will most likely be coming out anywhere from about a year to 2 years from now. But don't take my word on that. That's just what I've been reading up on. That's just the word on the web, I guess you could say. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about Dead Rising 3 is because I personally really enjoy this series. They have a great idea and it executes very well. Now, I'm not saying this game is perfect. I'm not saying any of the Dead Rising games are perfect, but I believe that in the end, the pros outweigh the cons, which makes for a very enjoyable game. Now, Dead Rising 3 will most likely be the third and final game of the series. And being so, I would like to see something drastic, something exciting that would make me want to pick up the controller and play for the third time. Because if we look at the first two games, if we strip them down to the bare minimum, they're essentially the same game. Dead Rising 1 takes place in a shopping mall, and Dead Rising 2 takes place in Fortune City, which is pretty much just a shopping mall with a lot of casinos. So basically the same environment, and you're getting the same experience. If there's one thing I could change for the upcoming Dead Rising 3, it would be the environment. I mean, we've ultimately been there and done that, and if Capcom or whoever is developing this game puts us in another mall, I'm going to be very disappointed, and I'll see it as the easier, safe way to go about things. They really got to spice things up, make the audience excited again, not only about the story, but the location, because as we all know, this is just as important. Now, a perfect example of this is BioShock. If you haven't played, I'm sure you've at least heard of this game. Anyway, the first two games take place in Rapture, this underwater city, and it's really crazy and creepy at the same time. However, the third game, soon to come out, BioShock Infinite, will take place not only out of the water, but in the sky of all places. This alone got everyone, including me, super excited, because what did the creators do? They decided to spice it up. They gave the player a reason to get excited again. Now tell me this, would you get that same feeling playing in Rapture again for the third time? What about a mall in Dead Rising 3? Definitely not. That's why the developers, Capcom, or whoever's going to be making Dead Rising 3, needs to take a risk instead of playing it safe. I haven't given this too much thought, but maybe an airport or an urban city. Or maybe the location changes as the story progresses. I mean, I don't know, there's a thousand possibilities you could think of. I've talked about the environment for quite a bit. I now want to touch on some of the other important things. I would like to see some variety in missions, especially side missions. So not only helping out survivors and bringing them to safety, which has become more like a chore. I'm also not too fond of the whole 72-hour mode, but after all, it is a survival game and this does make sense. However, there's so much to uncover and explore that I would like more time in one playthrough. Them changing this is very unlikely, but this is just my thoughts. Furthermore, I'm happy with the story, and it will continue in Dead Rising 3. And if you don't know where the story is left off, it is Chuck and Frank escaping from the Phenotrans facility, where Chuck was trying to clear his name. Frank mentions how they have their evidence, but Chuck says how no one will believe what they saw in there. And there you have it. Those are my thoughts on what I hope to see in Dead Rising 3. Tell me if you agree or disagree or have any ideas of your own. I'd enjoy hearing what everyone else has to say. Thanks for watching.